very interesting session. Medical learning in the internet and AI era, separating facts from misinformation. This is very relevant during this time during this times where misinformation is spreading fast for various reasons. So Dr. Arun will be deciphering how to interpret the truth from the misinformation. So may I invite Dr. Arun to give us this talk. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So this is a crash quest. So today was supposed to be a CPC, but it got postponed. So I thought I will fill this gap with this topic. And I feel this is always a worth topic to discuss because the medical learning, how the students and even how the teachers get the knowledge changed dramatically over the last 5 to 6 years. With all this internet boom, and now with AI, the medical education is entirely shifted. So everyone is using ChatGPT and etc. etc. So this is a worth topic to discuss. Medical learning in this internet and AI era. So finding the evidence. So most information now is very rapid, is in our mobile tip. But if you ask a student or if you ask a postgraduate or resident, what is this, what's the diagnosis, no, even will take the mobile and get some answer and will tell. So one day, a orthopedic professor asked a student, this happened a few years back, what are the causes for rotator cuff injury? So the student searched, and unfortunately because of the search engine, this article came in. Perrectal examination was the answer. Perrectal examination. So perrectal examination can cause a rotator cuff tear? So as per this article, one doctor was doing a perrectal examination, and during the perrectal examination, the patient turned round and an injury to the shoulder happened of the doctor. So perrectal examination is a cause for rotator cuff tear. And this article got viral at that time. It was around 5 years back. When some article becomes viral, the search engine, the Google optimizes it, and this article will come in the top. And the student listed this as the cause for rotator cuff injury. So we have to keep in mind that what we are learning is and evidence based. So that's all. Anyway, now what is this graph? This is the number of articles, medical articles published per year. You can see long back in 1950s and all, this is very minimal number of articles. Now the number of articles published in various journals per year is increasing in a logarithmic rate. This is up to 2019, and now it will be like around here. So this much is the volume of new articles published in the internet. It is not in the internet, various journals. And you should not assume that all are scientifically correct. There are a lot of mistakes, there are a lot of predatory journals, there are a lot of falsified data, misinformation, etc. So from getting the correct information from this large volume of medical literature in the internet, it's a big challenge. Otherwise, you will land up in soup, and if you land up in soup, your patient will suffer. So that is a rationale for this talk. And next is about the proliferation of predatory journals. How many of you know what is predatory journal? So MCI, Medical Council of India, now NMC, there is a rule that this faculty should get, assistant professor should have 2 publications for an associate professor and 2 publications for a professor. And what this did, and many small Indian private firms started journals and got indexed in various small indexing agencies like Index Corporamicus, and they publish whatever it is given to them. And there is one study where someone gave a manuscript for a journal that this and in between the text they wrote, this article is a falsified data I'm publishing it just to check whether it will come in your journal or not. And if you commit in the journal, it is obvious that there is no peer review process. That was included in the text and given for the submission, and it got published. So this is how the predatory journals work, and they have charged article processing fee, APC, for getting it published. So there's a lot of predatory journals in the internet, and you should not assume, you should be, and they will write it is peer review and all. It is not peer reviewed, and anything you give to these journals, it will get published. And if someone is getting information from these journals and these articles, so what will be the situation? So this is a big challenge to get the right informations. And how many of you have heard about this European Society of Medicine? So the name looks very good. You can see a lot of flags in their homepage. So European Society of Medicine. So I'm getting a frequent emails from this society. And this European Society of Medicine do have a journal called Medical Research Archives. So name also looks very fascinating, European Society of Medicine. But this is a predatory journal. This is how they name their journals. International Journal of national, international, etc. European Journal, American Journal, and they will have the address, falsified address in their Europe, in some place in the Europe, and there will be no peer review and all, but they charge around 50,000, 60,000 rupees for publishing an article. And they will publish whatever it is given to them. So there are a lot, so my email spam is full of these types of societies, journals, and many of the doctors fall in prey for them. And they will publish whatever it is, they will publish their good works and sometimes the falsified works, etc. They pay the fees and they get it published. So there are criteria by which we can differentiate predatory journals and non-predatory journals. So the peer review process will not be there for a predatory journals. They charge high publication fees. If you just look at the editorial board, many of the editorial board members are fake. Indexing and may not be very good. And the quality of contents, obviously if you go through any of the contents in these journals, it will be very bad. And frequency of publication. So they publish a lot of articles. They want money. They publish whatever it is given to them. If a journal is having a lot of articles in one issue or in 1 year, that means it is very likely to be predatory. And good journals only publish less number of articles per year. And so this NEJM published an editorial on this predatory journals, and what they're telling that as of 2021, there are around 15,000 predatory journals in the internet. About this search engine optimization. This is a big problem in Google. So Google will not list the best thing first. It will list the things that is optimized. Search engine. Google is a search engine. That is optimized for the search engine will be listed first. And to get it listed, there are a lot of things. So one way is a keyword optimization. So maybe the other hospitals, even small hospitals, may list the best hospital in Tiruvalla as the keyword. So when we search as a best hospital, the websites which has got the best hospital will be shown first. And next, backlinking. So I will just tell about the backlinking. So there are a lot of search SEO consultants. Now Kerala is full of search engine optimization consultants. They will charge 40,000, 50,000 per month to make your website come in the first in the Google. That's how the internet era is. It is not the best thing that is coming first. So those who pay money and they do lot of fabrications will have the websites coming first. So that is called search engine optimization. So if you hire someone, what will they do? They will do a lot of backlinking. Like if I have a small firm, I have a website that they will go to multiple blog spots, multiple other websites, and they will write blogs that this is a hospital I treated here, and they will paste the link of that hospital link, and that is called backlinking. From multiple other sites, the main sites can be accessed. So more and more is a backlinking. The Google will feel that the search engine of the Google will feel that this is the best site. So it will be shown first. So it is not going to be the best hospital. Similarly, it is not going to be the best article, best knowledge that is coming first in the Google. Whatever is search engine optimized will come first in the Google. So, and Google also want the website to be
crawling friendly. Google is a crawler. It crawls through all the websites. And if a website is crawling friendly, Google will place it first. Google has its own algorithm to place it first. It will not be always the best thing that comes first. So what is the relevance here? If you want to search for a medical knowledge, if you use Google, it may not be the best. Sometimes it can be the worst that is coming first because of fabrications. And if you want to get the best, and if you want to correctly search the best knowledge, one thing you can do is PubMed search. How many of you use PubMed for searching articles? And how many of you know what is Boolean operators? So PubMed is not supposed to be searched like in Google. You just place something here is not the actual search. For example, three main Boolean operators are and, or, not. If I need articles on diabetes and kidney, I will write diabetes and kidney. If you need an articles on hypertension and kidney, so sometimes the hypertension may be called as high blood pressure. So hypertension or high blood pressure, we have to keep a bracket and kidney. So if you want to exclude something, if I'm going to search for articles on dialysis, but I don't want peritoneal dialysis, I only want hemodialysis, I will write dialysis, not peritoneal dialysis. So you can expand this. So if I want diabetes and kidney, and if I want to exclude dialysis patient, diabetes and kidney, bracket close, not, then I will write dialysis. And if I want articles only from India, I will write and. So there are a lot of operators by which you can correctly get the articles from the PubMed. And if you use Google to get the correct articles, sometimes you will land up in soup. So Google should not be used for a systematic review of the articles. If you want to systematically get the correct articles, use PubMed and other good indexing sites. And another thing, this is a small thing. So I'm in nephrology. So this is a hypothetical situation. Dr. E.T. Arun Thomas, that is me, developed a CKD reversal cocktail. CKD, chronic kidney disease. Is it reversible? No. So I made some cocktail medicines and I'm claiming that CKD can be reversed with the cocktail. And I did 10 studies on CKD reversal cocktail. 10 studies. And what do you expect? These studies can be negative. You don't expect a positive study. But there is something called a chance event. I will just tell what is chance event. Which is, how many of you watch cricket? So which is a good team, India or Bangladesh? Bangladesh can never come near Indian team. But in last 5 years, there was 40 ODI, one-day international match played between India and Bangladesh. Bangladesh won 8 matches. India won 32 matches. Why Bangladesh won 8 matches? Still you are telling that Bangladesh is not a good team? It may be because of chance event. Because of chance, anything can happen. So I did 10 studies and 2 studies became positive. And it is because of the chance. Because sometimes the creatinine values may come down because of the lab errors, different labs, and sometimes the muscle mass loss means creatinine may come down. Because of chance events, 2 studies turn to be positive and 8 studies are negative. So is it a good medicine? Is it a good cocktail? No. Then what did I do? I published only 2 positive studies. 8 studies I didn't publish. And I am telling that this is a good medicine. And all of you started to search in the internet. What will you find? Only 2 positive studies. And you all will start talking. Oh, there are 2 positive studies on the CKD cocktail regime. It is going to be a game changer for CKD patients. That will be the talk in the town. And this is called publication bias. So negative studies will not get published. Positive studies will preferentially get published. And everyone will falsely believe that this is something super. And the publication bias can happen because of 2 reasons. One is a sponsorship bias, because CKD cocktail is my regime. I want it to be projected as something good. So I published 2 and 8 studies I am not going to publish. So that is one reason. Second reason is a journal editor's problem. So will journal editors accept negative trials? So I just did some trial and it don't turn out to be positive. So they will reject it. So journal editors will preferentially publish positive trials. They will reject negative trials. So publication bias does not mean it is a false from the sponsor. Sometimes it could be even the journal's problem. So if you look at the internet and if you look at all the journals will be full of positive trials. But you have to keep in mind that this is only a tip of the iceberg. Equal or even the big negative trial pool is below the water. So that is another problem. So we have to, if you are specifically searching in the internet for one whether this drug is effective or not, and if you found that this drug is effective, it is your duty to find it, to ensure that it is not because of the publication bias. So how to look for the publication bias? Statistically, there is a way. Someone has to do a systematic review, get all the published article and just plot a funnel plot. I'm not going into the details of the funnel plot. So in the funnel plot, it is a plot where the x-axis represents the effect size and y-axis represents the precision. So the higher sample size studies will be placed in the top. So the funnel plot will look symmetrical if there is no publication bias, and if there is a publication bias, it will be skewed. So anyway, I'm not going, but just to see whether it is any systematic review and meta-analysis and look for the funnel plot. And how many of you have heard of clinical trial registries? So if you want to do a clinical trial, especially a drug trial or interventional trial, you have to register in clinical trial registry. Why is it mandatory? The rule is all the clinical trials should be registered, and after completion of the trial, you have to update the results of the trial also. So if you look through the clinical trial registry, you can see all the trials happening in that particular area. Positive trials and negative trials. But if you only look at the published trials, you will only see positive trials. So if you want to get a knowledge on a particular thing, particular intervention, always get the information from the different journals, use the internet or PubMed, and also just search in the clinical trial registry and see how many trials happened. And suppose there are 50 trials happened and only 5 published trials, of which 4 is positive. What is your inference? It is a publication bias. And I hope many of you have seen this. This is an evidence pyramid. So it is very difficult for us, say, is a drug X is good for CKD or not? Is a drug X retards the progression of CKD? Is it true or not? So if I am asked the question, what I have to do? I have to systematically review all the literature. That includes using a PubMed Boolean operators. I have to use a PubMed search, using the clinical trial registry. It takes a lot of time. So it is how you have to get the answer. But there are a lot of people all over the world helping us to get the answer very easily. They do systematic review. These people systematically review all the articles, and if there are good number of articles, sometimes they club together the data and do a meta-analysis. So systematic review and meta-analysis forms the top of the evidence pyramid. So if you want to get an answer, don't look for an isolated article. Always look for whether there is any systematic review and meta-analysis. They take together all the articles in a systematic way, and the good quality articles based on their inclusion-exclusion criteria, they do meta-analysis. So please keep in mind that the Google, if you search in the Google, the first article coming may not be a systematic review and meta-analysis. But if you want to get an answer, you have to specifically look for systematic review and meta-analysis. But the problem, and that the latest systematic review, you will get a systematic review meta-analysis, number of systematic reviews and meta-analysis, but the latest one you have to check. Then only the latest article will be included. And what is, sometimes all the areas will not have a systematic review and meta-analysis. That only represents a small fraction of the areas. So what will you do if you don't have a systematic review and meta-analysis? Then you have to go through the entire process. So don't look for the search engine pushed top article, go for the PubMed and check what type of journal is it. Is it a predatory journal? What is the impact factor of journal? Impact factor is a number of times average number of times an article is cited per year in that journal. So good journals has got a good high impact factor. So you have to go through the whole process which I previously discussed if you don't have a systematic review and meta-analysis. Now coming into AI in medical information. It's an era of AI. How many of you uses ChatGPT? So ChatGPT or any AI is very common. Students gets 2 weeks back. Someone who I know is now writing the DM nephrology university examination. So I was surprised to see a lot of DTP printed books. I asked what it is. He told, so these are the last 10 years university question paper. I uploaded all the question paper in the ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave the answers. I took the printout and I'm studying from it. So it is very easy. In previous time, we have to do a lot to get the answers and all. So everyone, even teachers, all the teachers are making PowerPoints and presentations using ChatGPT. So you specifically have to see what it is. For that, I will take an example. What is this? Avoria bilimbi. In Malayalam, we call it as Irumambuli. So what is a link with kidney? Irumambuli and nephrologist. So this is full of oxalate. If you take a lot of Irumambuli, there will be a sudden increase in the oxalate load. And these oxalates, this is a pathology view, these oxalates can crystallize inside the tubule, block the tubule, and it can cause acute kidney injury. In COVID time, so all the beverages were closed. People irumbampuli eduthu vaati and wine aaki, chayayaki, kore peru kudichu, and we got an epidemic of zero urine, anuric acute kidney injury coming. We had to dialysis. And there are people who take irumbampuli squash for controlling the diabetes and dyslipidemia, and they too come to the nephrology and they get dialyzed because of irumbampuli. So it is for us, it is a notorious thing. So for making this presentation, I just asked ChatGPT, tell me 5 ways by which this irumbampuli can protect kidney. Do you believe that it can protect kidney? Rajesh sir, do you believe? Rajesh sir is a big enemy of irumbampuli. So when any patient coming to Rajesh sir with an acute any kidney disease, Rajesh sir will ask, irumbampuli kazhikkarundo? So because Rajesh sir is one of the initial persons who published this data from Kerala. So now ChatGPT give me excellent 5 ways by which irumbampuli is protecting the kidney. Can you read it? Antioxidant activity, anti-inflammatory, anti-glycation property, lipid lowering. So if you ask ChatGPT, ChatGPT is now telling that irumbampuli is a very good way to protect kidney. Is it correct? It is not correct. Then I asked ChatGPT. So, and even ChatGPT asked, if you want, I can also give you a diagram showing the 5 mechanisms for teaching. I asked ChatGPT, please prepare. So ChatGPT gave me a big diagram to tell us how the irumbampuli is protecting the kidney. I know it is not correct. I asked him, we can chat with it. Give me references for this. I want reference. I'm not going to believe you unless you give me a reference. So he gave me 6 references. 6 references. And suddenly I got one reference. I got stuck in this reference because I know these people in this reference name. So, Nobel Gracious. Okay. So I went and looked into this particular article. You can see. What is this article is about? It is an article on acute kidney injury following irumbampuli. But what ChatGPT gave me? They told it is protecting the kidney. I asked the reference. They gave this as a reference. What do you call this phenomenon? It is called hallucination. So now we are in a big crisis because whenever there is a medical doubt, doctors search in ChatGPT. When you ask your students a question, students search in ChatGPT. So we have to keep in mind that ChatGPT, these all LLM AIs are not databases. They are only large language model. They are not database. If you want the correct data, correct information, you have to search in the proper way. ChatGPT is a very good tool. It is a very good. Its English is very super. If you give an article to the ChatGPT, it will polish it in a very good way. It will structure it. It will do a lot of tasks. But you have to keep in mind that it is not a data source because it has got hallucination. If someone uses ChatGPT and start treating the patient, what will happen? Lot of this sort of errors can happen. So this is called hallucination. So why? And now I asked, what is hallucination? I even asked the ChatGPT, what is hallucination in ChatGPT? Tell in 3 lines. I don't want to tell in big paragraph because I don't want to bore you all. So ChatGPT is telling, hallucination in ChatGPT refers to when it generates information that sounds possible but is factually incorrect or entirely made up. This can include false data, non-existent references, or inaccurate claim. It happens because the model predicts words based on pattern, not verified knowledge. This is what the ChatGPT is telling us. I asked ChatGPT itself. Now I asked, how common is it? I'm asking ChatGPT its prevalence for major scientific and political questions. Tell in 1 line. So hallucination occurs in 3 to 20% of ChatGPT responses with lower rate under 5% for well-researched scientific or political topics depending on the model versions and prompt clarity. So this is what ChatGPT is telling us. ChatGPT is itself telling us that its hallucination rate is 3 to 20%. Then can we use this knowledge for our patients? It is not appropriate. And so you have it is predicting things based on pattern, not knowledge. So how do it do? So I will just give an example. The ChatGPT gets the informations, get the knowledge, get trained from lot of data available in the internet, PDF, etc. Suppose it is a written document. Suppose the written document has got 3 words, apple, Google, and banana. They will convert each words into vectors. Vectors are numbers. ChatGPT don't understand language. It converts everything into vectors. So we got, ours is a 3-dimensional model. So x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. But n number of dimension can happen, but we cannot visualize it. So 300 plus dimensions are there. So each apple, it has got, if it is an x-axis, they will have 3 numbers in 3-dimensional model. If it is a 300-dimension model, it will have 300 numbers. So apple is encoded in as a vector with 300 numbers. Google, banana, etc. all are encoded as like this, as vectors in a dimensional vector model. And I'm going to show, this is a 3D, but it is not a 3D. There's a 300 plus dimensional model. And all the vectors has got a position. So here I'm using apple, banana, and Google. So they will place it everything. And they will pick those vectors, vector points that are close together. So in all the data, they will always find that the banana and apple are close together. Banana and apple, because they are coming under fruits. There are a lot of data under the fruits where banana and apple comes together. And there are a lot of, and many of the times, apple, iPhone Apple is also an apple. So because of the word similarity, since these 2 apples come together, they place the iPhone also near to this banana and apple. Now comes Google, Android. Google and Apple also always comes together. When you use a tech literature or tech magazine, so Google and Apple names comes always together. So they will map Google near this iPhone Apple. And what will happen? This Google is now comes near the actual fruits. And sometimes in the text generation, in between their fruits name, sometimes the Google name also appears. That is how the ChatGPT generates the information. It is based on pattern, not based on knowledge. So this is called a large language model. But it is always a very good tool. So we have to know how to use this tool. But only thing, this only this discussion is not only about using ChatGPT as a source of medical data for your patients, or writing answers, or teaching your students. And so you can use ChatGPT well, certain things, give clear prompts, ask for references, like how I asked, verify them, use deep search model. And one thing, if I have a ChatGPT, I can train that ChatGPT. I can train that with, I have got a nephrology textbooks and I have got a 50 articles. I can train the GPT model with my textbooks and my article and use the information. So it is obviously a very good tool, but you need to know how to use this tool and where you not to use this tool. And I'm winding up. So the key messages need to tell: select the articles to read based on the evidence pyramid and impact factor of the journal, and whenever possible, whenever available, you always use systematic reviews and meta-analysis rather than isolated articles. PubMed search is always better than Google search. Otherwise, the SEO optimized sites and informations will come first. It may not be the correct information. Publication bias is a reality. If you don't have the knowledge about the publication bias, everyone will fool you by publishing you'll only reading the positive results that came only because of the chance or because of the falsification of the data. Because falsification of the data itself is a reality now, because many of the trials are sponsor-driven trials. And AI is not is a tool. You have to keep in mind that it should not be a source for data. Verify everything if you try to retrieve data from AI. So, thank you. Boolean. So this is a PubMed. In the PubMed, there is a search box. So if I want to search for articles on diabetes and kidney, so there are only 3 Boolean operators: and, or, not. So we diabetes and kidney. And if you want articles on hypertension and kidney also, diabetes and kidney, close the bracket, or diabetes and hypertension and kidney. And if you want to exclude patient, if you want the articles where the dialysis patients are not included, then not dialysis. So articles where the dialysis are listed will not come in. So based on these Boolean operators, and using the brackets, you can precisely get the correct articles from and the only good articles get indexed in PubMed. So PubMed indexed article means it is almost a good quality articles.
Arun, thank you so much. It was fantastic. There are a lot of things that we didn't know which we learned, but thank you so much. I have 2 questions. One is related to clinical trials. We've not got into clinical trials yet. Is there a way we can get into good clinical trials? What should we do? Second is about the money that we are being asked to pay for good journals. Lancet, NEJM, BMJ. These are the 3 top journals. Do we still have to pay even if our articles are very good? And is that ethical?
Yes. So I will just about the article processing fee. So journals are divided into 2 types: open access journal and subscription based journals. In subscription based journals, they won't ask the authors to pay the money, because the journal will get money from the subscription. But only very high quality journals will be subscribed. There are n number of journals. Our institution is not going to subscribe everything. Only top quality few journals will be subscribed. If a journal wants to move forward, it needs money. So the money either comes from the subscription, or it should be sponsored by some society. Indian Society of Nephrology is having a journal. The journal runs from the money given by the Indian Society of Nephrology. So if the authors are not charged, 2 possibilities: it is a subscription model, or the society is funding the journal. If there is no society to fund and there is no subscription, if the journal wants to move forward, it needs to collect money from the authors. So that is called an article processing fee. So that is called an open access journal. In open access journal, the article is open for everyone. Anyone can read the article, but authors will pay for it. In subscription journal, articles are not open. Only if you pay and subscribe the journal, you can read. But it is free for the authors. So both models are good. Open access model means it gives the information free for the entire world, but at the expense of the author. And it should be a balance between these two. So if you're preferentially publishing, if I am publishing everything in a subscription journal, like if I publish an article, even none of our BCMCH faculty can read the article. Because if GCSRs want to read the article, GCSR has to pay around $50 per one article or pay 20,000 rupees per year to get the journal subscribed. So my article is not going to be seen by the world. And so that is a disadvantage. If it is an open access journal, I pay 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 rupees, but my article will be open. But only problem is many open access journals is considering this as a revenue source also. So they are charging higher amount than actually needed. So international reputed open access journal, the article processing fee is around 50,000, 60,000 rupees. And also for an year, for institutional access, it will be around 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs rupees. So good quality articles, you can use an open access journal, but you have to ensure that this is a reputed open access journal. Reputation of the open access journal matters. There are a lot of predatory journals that don't go for it. Reputed open access journals, it is good, your article will be seen by all. But try to publish in a balance. In 50-50 balance should be always kept, I feel. BMJ. BMJ. So our institution has subscribed BMJ. The BMJ is an open access journal. They have got journals on all domains, nephrology, gastroenterology, or everything under the medicine. They have one journal, and this is one of a reputed open access journals. And to get open access entry for an institution, it is a very big cost. It is in around 20 lakhs rupees. Fortunately, we have the subscription thanks to GCSR and management. So if you have any good quality articles, you can easily publish it any of these specialty specific journals. And open access journal, it is a bit more easy to get it published because many don't have money to pay. So everyone will first put it in a subscription journal because they don't want to pay. In open access journal, since one article processing fee is 50,000 rupees, many will differ from submitting to that journal. But so the acceptance chance is higher. So if you have a good quality articles, very high likely that it can get published in the BMJ, any of these subject specialty journals. And the second question was on clinical trial. So clinical trials, as for the clinical trial, everyone consider Kerala as not at all a fertile soil for clinical trials, because the people in Kerala is very, they will too much go into details, ask questions, will find all the negativity. So for all the international and national clinical trials, they never like Kerala as a ground to do drug trials. That's a reality. They come to Kerala for non-drug trials, but still they want Kerala in the drug trials, because if you want to get DCGI approval, they will ask, they need data from different parts of India. The DCGI is bit upset that the data from Kerala and South India is very less. So only because of that pressure, the drug trial peoples are coming to Kerala. Otherwise, the drug trial is a bit headache. So doctors don't like, those coming to Kerala don't like, but still drug trial, clinical trial is always a part of the medical research. We have to carefully select the ethically sound drug trials, which we feel that it is not going to create problems. Such sort of drug trials should be taken care. There are a lot of barriers. Doctors are not ready to take the responsibility because of the fear. But if you can carefully select the drug trials, they can start. To kickstart, I will say, so we are using rituximab in nephrology. Rituximab is already an established drug. But if a new company is planning to start a drug trial, is planning to launch a rituximab, it is called a biosimilar. The new company has to prove that this company's rituximab is same as the previously available rituximab. So they have to do a trial and show the data. Then only they get the approval. So already rituximab is in use. So we can use it for our patients. We can use the rituximab free for our patients after informed consent, because it is an already approved drug. So that is called a biosimilar. So they are just proving the new company's rituximab is similar to the already existing. So these are all low risk clinical trials. So all institutions usually start with such low risk clinical trials, get used to it, then take up higher level clinical trials. But as a general consensus, the trial people come to Kerala and with a hospital as a center only because of the pressure from the DCJ. They never likes Kerala as a soil for a clinical trial.
Any more questions? Comments?
Thank you. It was an excellent, simplified presentation. I appreciated it very much. What I want everybody here to do is please use ChatGPT. You will learn faster. The new engineering is called prompt engineering. When I say prompt, you keep on giving, as you said, look in Google Scholar, not simple Google. Look for the sites that you want to look into, not everything. Specify the prompts. The more prompts you give, the condensed
correct results we will get.
So everything is in, we can't do it in one day. Tekumaram requires 100 years to be cut for its strength and durability. If you are in a hurry, you will get mistakes. So please keep balance and moderation. Don't leave your real intelligence behind for artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arun, for that very informative and excellent session, very relevant in this times. That will end the session, and please be ready for the next quest next Thursday at 8 a.m. Thank you.